Max Horkheimer, Dialectic of Enlightenment, Philosophical Fragments. In Dialectic of Enlightenment, Philosophical Fragments, renowned thinkers Max Horkheimer and Theodore Adorno embark on a profound exploration of modern society's darkest undercurrents. Written amidst the turmoil of World War II, this seminal work questions the Enlightenment's legacy, the movement that celebrated reason and science as harbingers of progress and liberation. However, Adorno and Horkheimer argue that these very tools of human advancement have been twisted into instruments of control and domination. Key themes in this book include the inseparable link between myth and enlightenment, the commodification of culture, and the transformation of individual sacrifice within capitalist societies. Through their critical lens, the authors reveal how reason and science, instead of dismantling superstition, have become new forms of myth. This summary will guide you through these complex ideas, reflecting on how they resonate with contemporary challenges in our ever-evolving world.
Enlightenment's Dark Shadow. In Dialectic of Enlightenment, Theodore Adorno and Max Horkheimer, vanguards of the Frankfurt School, expose a haunting reality behind the Enlightenment, a period many lauded for advancing reason, science, and individual liberty. Written amidst the harsh realities of World War II, their work is a profound interrogation of the Enlightenment's unfulfilled promises. They argue that instead of fostering freedom and equality, the Enlightenment morphed into a vehicle for new forms of domination and oppression. The so-called tools of human progress, reason and science, transformed into instruments of control, stripping individuals of autonomy and reducing them to subjects of exploitation. A striking theme is their notion that mythology and enlightenment are not opposites but intertwined. The Enlightenment aimed to abolish superstition and demystify the world, yet in its pursuit, it became another form of myth. This new myth carried an irrational belief in its ability to liberate humanity, yet it shackled society with an insidious form of oppression reminiscent of the religious and superstitious chains it sought to break. Adorno and Horkheimer illuminate this paradox, especially within the culture industry. The culture industry, comprising films, music, advertising, and magazines, is revealed as a mechanism of social control. Its seductive grip on the masses is not merely for recreation but a ploy to perpetuate false needs and desires. By ensnaring society in endless cycles of consumption and distraction, the culture industry ensures people remain passive, dissuaded from envisioning any life beyond the existing confines. Furthermore, Adorno and Horkheimer critique the Enlightenment's focus on instrumental reason, the reduction of everything to a means to an end mentality. They argue this mindset has sown seeds of moral and spiritual decay, depriving life of genuine meaning and purpose. Their work is neither solitary philosophy nor detached cultural critique, rather, it emerges as a fervent personal plea against the atrocities witnessed throughout the 20th century. Dialectic of Enlightenment presents a sobering reflection on the past and stands as a rallying cry for those who hold on to the hope of a more just and humane world. Through their incisive analysis, Adorno and Horkheimer challenge the reader to reconsider the legacy of enlightenment, urging a reawakening to the possibilities of genuine emancipation beyond its mythologized confines. Enlightenment's dual legacy. Picture a time where the air buzzed with optimism and the belief that human intellect could reshape the world. The Enlightenment era saw figures like Descartes, Voltaire, and Kant rise as champions of reason, positing that the methods of science and rational inquiry could catalyze societal progress, prosperity, and individual liberty. Central to this intellectual revolution was individualism. Rejecting the rigid social hierarchy of the past, Enlightenment thinkers promoted the idea that individuals should be empowered to think and act independently. They stood for liberty, equality, and fraternity, dismantling the arbitrary powers wielded by monarchs and clerics alike. Progress was another cornerstone of Enlightenment ideals. The thinkers of this age believed in an ever-evolving society, where reason and science were tools to build a brighter future. Inspired by the scientific revolution, they proposed that the same analytical approaches could be translated to unravel the complexities of human behavior and societal structures. Yet, Adorno and Horkheimer later critiqued this optimism by exposing some inherent contradictions and limitations within the Enlightenment project. A critical issue identified by Adorno and Horkheimer is the potential for Enlightenment's rational ideals to morph into instrumentalization, where everything is reduced to utilitarian means. This was particularly evident in the way nature was perceived, a target to be mastered rather than an entity deserving appreciation and stewardship. The Industrial Revolution, born from Enlightenment thought, epitomized this by contributing to nature's exploitation and degradation. The emphasis on individualism also came under scrutiny. Prioritizing personal rights and freedoms sometimes risked fragmenting society into isolated individuals, each detached from communal bonds. This atomization hindered collective cohabitation. Adorno and Horkheimer contended that by fixating on individual autonomy, society overlooked the intrinsic need for connection and interdependence among people. Despite these critiques, Adorno and Horkheimer did not dismiss Enlightenment ideals altogether. Rather, they urged for a revision and revitalization of these core values against the backdrop of contemporary challenges and crises. They called for awareness of how reason and individualism could be manipulated by forces of dominance and oppression, advocating for a balanced perspective that incorporates both personal liberties and communal responsibilities. The debate about the Enlightenment's merits and shortcomings reflects a broader dichotomy, whether intellect and autonomy are purely liberating or if they harbor the seeds of exploitation and isolation. As such, the mission to harmonize individual rights with communal well-being remains as relevant today as it was during the dawn of this remarkable era. Enlightenment's paradox. Imagine a world where the very ideals meant to free us from ignorance and tyranny instead entrap us in new forms of control. This paradoxical transformation, referred to as the dialectical reversal of enlightenment, suggests that the logic of enlightenment itself harbors tendencies leading to domination rather than liberation. Adorno and Horkheimer delve into this complex narrative, revealing how the Enlightenment's quest for reason has twisted into pathways of oppression. Take modern totalitarian regimes like Nazi Germany and Stalinist Russia, which exemplify this grim outcome. Rather than straying from Enlightenment ideals, these regimes embody its extreme form, reducing humans to objects of control and casting the state and its leaders as almighty figures. This isn't an isolated phenomenon, it permeates our entire modern landscape. Consider the capitalist marketplace, which transforms everything into commodities, including human creativity in labor. The mass media and cultural industries spin narratives that foster artificial needs and desires, trapping individuals in cycles of consumption and conformity. Our personal lives, intimate relationships, and even our self-identity reflect these patterns of domination. In recent times, digital technology and social media stand as potent symbols of this reversal. Despite their promise of connection and self-expression, they often amplify surveillance, manipulation, and addiction. These digital advancements, intended to uphold freedoms like free speech and democracy, could be seen as further proof of how Enlightenment tools can morph into mechanisms of control. However, this analysis by Adorno and Horkheimer is not a message of despair. Quite the opposite, it serves as a rallying cry to critically re-evaluate the world around us. Their work invites us to envision new forms of resistance and paths towards true freedom. This profound critique urges a deeper understanding of how to navigate and reshape the complex systems that define our lives, challenging us to transform the tools of oppression into instruments of emancipation. The hidden cost of sacrifice. Imagine a world where the very tools designed to set us free become the chains that bind us. That's the dual nature of modern capitalism as dissected by Adorno and Horkheimer. Delve into pre-modern society, where sacrifice maintained societal harmony and secured divine favor. Communities would offer harvests or prized animals, ensuring their collective well-being. Fast forward to today, and the nature of sacrifice has dramatically shifted. It's no longer about a communal offering but an internalized individual act. In the capitalist framework, sacrifice has become a solitary endeavor, often unnoticed by the very ones performing it. Consumerism is the clearest manifestation of this introverted sacrifice. We're continuously bombarded with messages urging us to buy more, work tirelessly, and follow fleeting trends. This relentless pursuit for superficial fulfillment leads to an unnoticed surrender of our freedom and autonomy, while falsely placating the inner need for validation. The constant chase for newer, better, more binds us in a cycle where personal sacrifices primarily benefit the powerful few. The societal hierarchy thrives on these unchallenged sacrifices, with those at the top enjoying the fruits without proportionate labor. This intricate system sustains itself through various means. In education, students are impelled to forego personal passions for the perceived stability of the job market. In healthcare, patient well-being often takes a back seat to corporate profit motives. The most dangerous aspect of this internal sacrifice is its deceptive portrayal as a virtue. Society lauds hard work, grit, and delayed gratification as pathways to happiness. However, this narrative serves to keep the masses locked within a system enriching only a select group. Adorno and Horkheimer argue that this pervasive self-sacrifice is not strictly a personal dilemma. It is intertwined with social and political structures, playing an essential role in the machinery of late capitalism. It keeps individuals subdued, reinforcing practices that deepen inequality and systemic injustice. To pursue a fairer, more humane society, this deep-seated dynamic must be addressed and openly confronted. Each individual and society as a whole must reassess the sacrifices made to ensure they truly serve our collective humanitarian goals. Challenging Enlightenment myths. Adorno and Horkheimer offer a striking revelation: the very pillars of Enlightenment thought, reason and science, might have morphed into the myths they once sought to dismantle. Though born of intentions to free humanity from superstition, reason and science are not the impartial or universal truths we might believe. They are just as influenced by societal and political currents as any other aspect of human life. By placing blind faith in experts and authority figures, individuals risk repeating errors of the past. Adorno and Horkheimer illustrate how societies may idolize progress and innovation, envisioning technological advancements as quick fixes to complex issues, or how dissenters are often silenced under the guise of rational superiority. To counter these tendencies, embracing a critical, questioning outlook is essential. One must scrutinize accepted beliefs, seeking clarity on who truly benefits, or suffers, from societal structures. Adorno and Horkheimer argue for the importance of recognizing how reason and science can be manipulated to support oppressive systems. They emphasize the need to heed marginalized voices, valuing their experiences and perspectives genuinely. Moreover, the duo stresses that many of the challenges humanity faces are not strictly technical or scientific in nature, they are inherently linked to politics and ethics. Solutions demand more than reliance on experts. They require each person to participate actively in fostering a more equitable and compassionate world, through both personal engagement and collective effort. This philosophy, while not a detailed blueprint for transformative politics, serves as a powerful alert. Cherished ideas and values can turn against us if we let them. Hence, staying alert and critical in the face of societal challenges and crises is crucial.
The Dialectic of Enlightenment serves as a stark reminder of the paradoxes inherent in the Enlightenment's promises of progress. Adorno and Horkheimer illuminate how reason and science have been co-opted into structures of domination, transforming them into tools of manipulation rather than liberation. Their critique extends beyond mere cultural analysis, suggesting that reason itself, when unexamined, can mirror the very superstitions it sought to eradicate. The book urges a vigilant and critical stance towards the social, political, and moral dimensions of our lives, promoting collective action over reliance on authoritative figures. By challenging Enlightenment values to evolve, the authors inspire a vision for a more just, humane society. This work isn't about despair but about harnessing the power of reflection to resist oppression, pushing readers to rethink the relationship between Enlightenment ideals and the realities of the modern world.